Hey, my friends, welcome to the last day of 2020. I am filming this video on December 31st and just had a notion to send a little shout out to all of my friends, my wig sisters, my sisters in Christ, and just close out this year with a few thoughts. I am going to share some news as well that will hopefully positively impact my wig videos. But before I do that, I owe some of you tremendous thanks. I just have so much gratitude and thankfulness in my heart for so many of you. I don't even know how to begin to express it. In very end of 2018, I started to make videos for Facebook. So I was in some wig groups and I was just starting my wig journey, and I was so enthralled with wigs. I just couldn't believe the variety and the realistic look and all of the wonderful things that wigs bring to those of us with hair loss. And I was also intrigued by the challenges and how difficult the journey was in the beginning. And I didn't really like myself in selfies. I wasn't really good at taking selfies, but I felt that videos worked a little bit better. Plus, they allowed me to give a little more of my commentary and information. So I started to make super short videos for the Facebook groups. That transitioned into YouTube because I wanted a place to put those videos so that I could easily refer back to them. When I posted them in the Facebook groups, it would be hard for me to find them later. I couldn't always remember which group I had posted it in. Doing a search sometimes didn't easily bring them up. And so really YouTube for me started as a place to put the videos I was putting on Facebook to easily reference them. And then people started following my YouTube channel, and so I started doing more and more videos, and now my main focus for videos is on YouTube, and I do a few things on Instagram, but really majority of what I do is here with you guys on YouTube. And 2019 saw huge growth in my channel, and I started to meet some of you. I've met some of you in person and have developed friendships. I have, some wig sisters who have just been so encouraging to me, and we've talked about things other than wigs. And then early 2020, really kind of in December actually of 2019, I got the idea to do a giveaway in January. And I thought it would be so cool to be able to give a wig away. And then I thought, what if I could do a giveaway every single month? And I am so thrilled to say that we did that. We were able to give away a wig, often more than one, every single month in 2020. And the only reason I could do that was because of you guys and your generosity, your encouragement, your prayers, your gifts. I have had so many wig sisters send me wigs that I could review and give away, or most of you who've sent me wigs have said they're mine to do with what I will. And so I've tried to maintain good stewardship of the gifts that you've given me. I still have quite a few of them actually that I haven't even reviewed, and I'm going to talk a little bit about that in a minute. But I just cannot thank you guys enough. From the absolute bottom of my heart, I pray God's blessings over you. Even if all your gift was to watch my video and make a comment, I consider that a gift as well. I'm just so thrilled with this community that we're building, and I just love all of you so much. I know that we all have our own joys and struggles, and hair loss impacts us so differently, and it makes such a huge difference to have this community of women who understand. I passed the 4,000 subscriber mark just last week, and I'm floored by this. I don't know how this happened. I don't know what I think of that. Sometimes I worry that my channel will grow too big, that I won't be able to have the personal connection anymore, and I struggle with that. It's so fun to meet new people, and as I watch my channel grow, it's just awesome. I hope I don't ever lose the ability to connect with all of you guys though, and answer every comment. Right now I do strive to answer every single comment the past couple of months, it's been hard to get to them quickly because of work responsibilities and family responsibilities, but I do respond. And so I just want to be able to continue to do that. You guys mean so much to me and have helped me so much on my journey. And that brings me to another part of this, an announcement I want to make that I think is going to maybe change my channel just a little bit for the positive. So over the past few years, I have been struggling with anxiety at a level that I have never experienced in my entire life. I've not really talked about this at all with anybody. A couple of my wig sisters know who I'm close with, but it's been really difficult. And I'm not sure, I've struggled with the cause because I'm not typically an anxious person. I'm very positive. And this anxiety has been nearly debilitating for me. In addition to that, I have been struggling with physical pain, again, to a level that I've never experienced in my life. I was diagnosed with juvenile rheumatoid arthritis when I was 2 years old. And throughout my life, I have struggled with flare-ups of that. It's mainly been in my knees. I believe when I was real little, it was my knees and my ankles, but I didn't really have problems with my ankles. In my memory, my knees have been my main issue, and I've had flare-ups, throughout my life. And at one point, a few years ago, I did go on methotrexate, which is actually, I believe, a cancer drug. It's an off-label use of it to treat autoimmune arthritis, like rheumatoid arthritis. And I was able to get off of methotrexate about 3 years ago. Again, I kind of ebb and flow with this. Well, in the last few years, I have had some sort of an autoimmune flare-up that's different than I've ever experienced. It's in nearly every joint in my body. Sometimes I'm in so much pain, I can hardly stand it. And I am super exhausted all the time. I'm not sleeping well. And in addition to that, I've been having a tremendously stressful time at work. I have a pretty high level HR position, and it's been very, very stressful. And I know that's contributing to a lot of this. My husband and I both came to faith in Jesus Christ in 2014. And so that is a factor as well. As we've grown in our faith, we feel God calling us in different ways, because let's face it, before you believe in Jesus Christ and before you have faith in God and before you start to want to live the Bible's what the Bible commands us to do, you kind of don't care about the same things. Once you make that transition, priorities are different, and priorities in our lives are very different. I could go into a very long story about my history, why this anxiety, I believe, is God-given because of the things I've lived through, and maybe someday I'll talk about those things. The problem with talking about that is I'm telling another person's story, and I am not sure I can do that right now. So I'll suffice it to say I have lived some really stressful times and never had the anxiety that I have now. And I believe, and my husband believes, it is God prompting us to really take a look at what we're prioritizing in our lives and ask ourselves if that is correct. And for the last couple of years, my husband has been pleading with me to make a change in my career because it is so stressful and takes so much of me. In light of my physical, I would say, limitations that whatever I have going on is putting on me. So we have made the decision to reprioritize our lives, and I have given notice at my job. I am staying through the end of January. I've given a 7-week notice. Because of the position that I have, it's going to take quite a bit of time to figure out where to transition everything I'm responsible for. So I will be continuing until the end of January, but I am leaving my career at this point in an act of worship to God, to say, God, we're going to stop trusting ourselves and our abilities, and we're going to put our trust in you. God promises us that he will not let us suffer, that if he will clothe the flowers in the field and the birds and provide for them, then won't he provide for us? It's a really crude paraphrase, and I can't remember which Bible verse that is. I believe it's in Matthew. And So we're going to step out and trust. With this change, we are cutting our family's income in half, more than half. I make more than my husband makes right now. But I have such peace with this decision. I can't explain it. It is absolutely the peace that passes all understanding. I think that's Philippians. And honestly, it is the right decision for our family. My dad is, as you know, I've asked for prayers for him. I don't have the energy or the time to spend with him as I think I should as his daughter. My aunt has no children, and she's older, and I would love to be able to be there for her. My family, I have children at home still who need me. And so we're going to step out in faith. And what this means is that I hopefully will have a little bit more time to make the videos I've wanted to make for such a long time. I would love to make videos, tutorials. I would love to work with wigs and show you how you can work with wigs. One of the struggles I have with the videos that I currently do is, and I won't stop doing reviews. I love doing reviews. I won't have the money to purchase wigs at this point, so I'm going to need to rely on you guys a little bit, or people willing, like Wig Studio One, if I can continue to be a guest reviewer. But I'll talk about that in another video. But what I really have struggled with is the message that I might be sending with all of my videos, a kind of a hoarding message, or a gluttony message about, wigs, wigs, wigs. You got to have the newest and latest and greatest, and you got to constantly buy wigs. And that's not the message I want to send. It's a message I struggle with in my own life, of having a reasonable number of wigs and not spending money on them or time and effort that could be better focused on serving the Lord and honoring my family. And so I'd like to balance that with videos talking about how you can make your wigs your own, how you can refurbish wigs that are starting to get old, how you can take advantage of off brands and how to work with those, how you can take advantage of sales and maybe purchase a wig that isn't necessarily your perfect style and then work with it to make it your style. I think there's so many videos I can do that could be so helpful to my sisters who just can't afford to just buy wig after wig after wig. And also talk about my journey and my evolution. And quite honestly, I want to talk about my faith a little bit more. I have a blog. I have a website that's wig focused, but I also have a blog that I've written in off and on for a number of years, and it's called A Girl Saved. And I think that's what it's called, A Girl Saved. I'm pretty sure. It's something where I write about my faith, and I don't write in there very often because I am not a prolific writer, and I only write when I feel moved by the Spirit. I honestly will read back at some of the things I've written and can't believe that I wrote those. Truly, like, I wrote that. I think God wrote it. I do. I believe God works through us, and I'd love to spend more time doing that. So get through January, and then after that we'll see where we're at. I don't know how long we're going to be able to afford to have me stay home. It's going to be an interesting ride. I pray that we can remain faithful and steadfast, and when it's time for me to go back and find another job, that God will lead us to the right job that can give me the balance that I need. I'm a very all-in kind of person, and I do struggle to balance work and family a lot. But we'll see where this goes. I'm sure I'll have another video talking with you guys about this again and some thoughts I'm having, and I have some ideas for how to help people with wigs. I will continue to do giveaways in 2021, and I am absolutely 100% convinced that my wig sisters will come through to provide the wigs for giveaways. I'm not even going to sweat that. So I just hope that you'll pray for me and my family as we go through this major life transition. I've just got to say quickly, I've worked hard to get to where I am in my career. The story that I can't tell, my story of, the things I've suffered, there was a point in my life when I thought that I ruined my chances of having a good career and making a good living, and I am where I never thought I would be. And so I'm walking away actually from quite a lot right now, and it's all about God, and it's all about my faithfulness to him. And so if you could just pray that we will continue to have that hope in him and be able to listen and not get distracted by everything around us, I would sure appreciate those prayers. And I can't wait to talk with you guys more about wigs and life and family and faith, and do giveaways, and we'll just see where this goes. I want to wish you so many blessings on 2021. And for those of you who 2020 was not a good year for you at all, my heart goes out to you, and my prayers and my hugs. And if you don't have faith in Jesus Christ, I understand. I didn't either for a long time, most of my life. There's something so amazing about knowing that we have a greater purpose, and that we have a higher power, and that this isn't it for us. And I hope you'll stick around and maybe see what God does in my life that I can share with you guys. I love you all. Happy New Year. Blessings on 2021. Thank you so much for everything that you've done for me this year, for being here. And I hope to continue to give back to you guys as much as I get from you. I love you. Talk to you guys soon.